going on vacation, here's some tips to keep your plants happy. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, my name is Roos. My pronouns are she, her. I am a plant lover from the Netherlands, but while you're watching this, I will be in Costa Rica. I've always wanted to go there. I'm so excited, but you'll see that in future videos. In this video, I want to talk about how you prepare your plants for a holiday, how you can make sure that they make it the best way possible. So I'm just going to share some tips. First of all, if we go away for like up to a week, I think it will be fine. So I don't really do much with the plants. I just make sure that all the timers of the terrariums are set properly and that we have a cat sitter, of course. They should be able to make it through a week without my care. But for example, in Costa Rica, we're going to be there for 2 weeks and we will have a cat sitter, but they are not very good at taking care of plants, or at least I don't know how good they are at taking care of plants. So I've decided we're going for 2 weeks. So I asked my good friend Ronja, who I volunteer at the Botanic Gardens with, to come by in the middle of that period. Mickey is just being so adorable. He's going to be in the shot for this whole video. But she's coming by, the cat sitters are gonna let her in, and then she's just gonna take care of my plants to make sure that everything is taken care of very well. She did this for me last summer and I explained everything back then to her, so she knows most things already. It's nice to have someone that you trust, that lives kind of nearby, and that you can show the care to that you think is most important. The rest of the updates, for example, this terrarium, which was not here yet last summer, I'm gonna send her videos because I'm pretty good at making videos now. I'm just gonna send her a video of how I would like her to take care of it. Speaking of, I really like terrariums and aquariums, excuse the mess, and prop boxes for surviving plants. I literally don't look at these for months sometimes. Check out the video that I made about these if you want to see what's inside. There's some amazing plants in here. But the boxes really help because the humidity stays at like 100%. Only put plants there that actually like high humidity, but it's a self-containing system because it condenses and then it drips back down. So it waters itself, which is very helpful and very nice, lazy way of taking care of plants, especially on holiday. Although you can't see them very well, but that doesn't matter if you're away anyway. Before you go, of course, it's nice to make sure that they are taken care of. So before we go, I'm gonna water all of these and fertilize as well. Plus, I'm gonna get a fresh new batch of bugs probably today to release so that pest treatment is also taken care of. I'm also gonna repot and just make sure that I leave the plants in the best possible situation. So if some of them are sad, for example, this Alocasia zebrina variegata was looking sad a little bit, but now the second leaf is also starting to look sad. So I will repot this before I go, just to check what is happening and to maybe do a rescue project if needed. You want to leave it the best way you can, and this is not it. I've also started making it a little bit easier already for the people that will live here in our house, because for example, I don't mind closing the curtain like this and making sure that I don't hurt any of the plants, but it is a little bit impractical. So when we're gone, I'm gonna put Casper in the center of the table. Here's my little peeky list, by the way, of what I want to say to you, but so it's easier so they don't hurt the plants accidentally, especially here. Oh, I think it's actually opening right now. Almost, maybe. This is a Hoya sunrise flower, so I might move this thing out of the way just to make sure that if they are a little bit unaware of your beautiful plants that could be hurt, for example, by the curtain closing, that we set it up in a way that is a little bit safer for them. Like for example, right now, my hair gets stuck in this Hoya, and that could mean that my hair pulls off all the beautiful buds that are forming. So this one definitely will have to move maybe into the corner or something, somewhere a little bit more safe so that we protect all the little buds. And while we're at it, it really helps to clump together your plants. Now, as you can see, I already have that in my windowsill. There's a lot of plants here together already, but if you don't have that, it helps to put a bunch of them together, both in the ease of care for your plant sitter, but also because they create this little microclimate of a little bit higher humidity, and it just makes them a little bit happier. Maybe if I didn't have Ronja, I would put all the plants together on the table here so they get enough light but not too much light, and they can have their own little space. Speaking of light, it does get really warm in here, and in summer I actually hang shade cloths, which I don't have yet, but maybe this is the perfect time to hang them up to make sure that these plants don't burn, because this is a south-facing window, and in the summer it just gets very bright and warm here. And I'm gonna look up the weather actually before I go, and then decide whether I want to hang up the shade cloths or not, so that my beautiful plants don't burn. One more thing that can really help is self-watering inserts, which I have here for my fern, because ferns need a lot of water. This one is from Elho with a cute little thingy here and a nice pot that fits exactly on it. But self-watering and also semi-hydro can really make your plants much less high in care. I heard from my friend Ans that her plants are all in semi-hydro and they can be only taken care of once every 2 weeks, which I don't think my plants would like. But if you like semi-hydro or you have semi-hydro, of course you can't switch all your plants over right before your holiday because they have an adjustment period for that. But if you have them in semi-hydro, it might even be fine with 2 weeks, and you don't need a plant sitter until you go away for longer than that. For the terrariums, I make sure that I fill up all the water reservoirs before I go. I also switch off the heat mats because right now it's quite warm, they don't need them anymore. And the heat mats both remove the higher humidity and they can dry out your plants a little bit faster. So I'm gonna switch this guy off before I go, fill up the little thing in the back, spray everything really nicely, double check all the timers and the lights and everything, and that should definitely help with making it through this 2-week period. The fun thing about going on holiday, apart from going on holiday, is that once you come back, you might actually see so much new growth and everything, which when you work from home like me, you see your plants almost every day, and it doesn't surprise you when there is finally a new leaf. I've been staring at this plant every day to see if it has a new leaf. This is Thijs, my Thai constellation. It still doesn't, but maybe once I get back, it will have a nice point to spot. So that is a very fun thing about just not being with your plants for a little while. And lastly, it might be good to just realize and accept that some of your plants will have a little setback. They might not be happy, they might not even survive, but it's part of having plants. For example, this plant here is already looking super sad, so I don't think this will thrive during my being away, even though maybe it will actually. It is very dry, so I'm gonna water this a lot before I go. But just know that it's okay if some of your plants die or are set back, they will come back, or you can buy a new one. It's something to keep in mind. It's part of having plants of nature that sometimes something doesn't make it. And in that way, actually plants are much easier than cats or other pets or children, because we have to make sure that these guys survive, and plants, they will be okay if they don't make it. Of course it will be sad, but you know what I mean. Mickeys and children and other pets are much more important and much more, oh, he's wild, careful. Much more, what's the word I'm looking for? Responsibility. So plants will just be plants, even though they are beautiful plants. One thing that is actually a little bit sad about going away is that you won't see certain leaves unfurl, or I might not even see all of those Hoya flowers. And upstairs as well, I have a lot of new buds on my obovata. You might miss out on some of that. Now I know that my plant sitter will send some pictures of my plants, so that's really nice, but sometimes it's just the way it is. This leaf, at least I can check. It's not a half moon, it's the first non-half moon on Luna, but it still has a nice amount of white. I guess that is my tips for going on holiday. I hope this is helpful. It's a little bit of a shorter video than I have been making lately, but I hope you enjoy it anyway. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I would love to hear in the comments where you're going on holiday this year. If you're going on holiday this year, I know it's been quite tough for me, at least with money, and then also with COVID, not being able to go anywhere. So I'm excited to travel the world again for the first time. And together with my boyfriend, we're going surfing, we're going discovering the jungle. I'm gonna make a lot of videos and footage for you guys to share and take you with me. But for now, if you want to see more Planty videos, I selected a few for you here. If you want to have a little bit more contact with me, you can join my YouTube membership or Patreon, where we have a monthly Zoom call. My patrons and YouTube members are amazing. Thank you guys so much. I'll put their names on the screen. Mickey also thinks they're amazing. He met a few of them in person a few weeks ago. But that's it for this video. Have a wonderful time. Take care of yourself, friends, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye!